What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's episode 278 of the Dad Bod Golf Pod. Happy Thursday. First morning, first round of the Masters tournament. Hopefully, when you're listening to this, the ceremonial tee shots have been hit. There's birdies have been had, and play is underway, and we're keeping our fingers crossed it's going to be good weather. I actually think the weather might be decent tomorrow. It's the rest of the weekend that's probably going to suck really bad in Augusta. But hey, it's the Masters. Who cares if there's sunshine? It's Augusta, and we're ready to see some fireworks. So tonight's episode is brought to you by Bet Online, the number one sports betting website in the country. Probably can still live bet. There's probably still some props. There's probably some matchups you can get in, and you can bet 3-ball pairing matchups. You can bet one-on-one matchups, all kind of stuff that you can bet all this whole weekend. Use your coupon code BLEAV, BLEAV, get a 50% welcome bonus. I'm not going to do the math, but hey, that's just 50% more money on top of what you deposit that you get to play with for free.
Yep.
It's like risk free. So just go in there, you get the 50% bonus, then dump it all on a bet. I mean, it's a risk free bet. If you win, you
Yep.
win. If you lose, who cares? It was free anyway. So go have some fun, sign up, and let's watch some golf. Bet online is where the game starts. All right, Ben. So today is Wednesday when we're recording, but you're listening to this. It's round one. That means the champions dinner was Tuesday night, or was it Wednesday
Yep.
night? Tuesday night. Tuesday night. And it's coming out. There's some stuff that's coming out. Fuzzy Zeller, I think, said that Phil Mickelson.
Be careful what you say here, because Fuzzy Zeller hasn't given the best comments through the years at Augusta.
That's true. Well, Fuzzy, I think it was Fuzzy said that Phil sat essentially, off to the side and literally didn't say a word the whole time. I don't know the strategy there that Phil's going for. So help me understand that. Help me understand that. That seems, in my opinion, it kind of brings more attention to yourself, especially if you're not normally you're normally a pretty chatty guy. What's Phil thinking here? I don't really.
Yeah, he's more of a chatty needle guy, and I don't know, because at first when I saw this, the first thing I thought is, as Augusta has said, they've never banned a player from showing up. Like, even though Phil wasn't there last year, it was one of those things where it was Phil's decision not to show up, even though we all know that he got that phone call that said, hey, it would behoove you not to show up. But anyway, so it says when I first read this, I was like, well, maybe he kept his mouth shut because he just didn't want to piss off the wrong person where he gets another phone call that asks him not to show up next year. I don't know. But then I thought, well, that's not the case, because it's a players only dinner. So unless a player sells him out, I mean, now I will say some of the members do serve them. So maybe that's why he kept quiet. Maybe people were walking in constantly to deliver food and that kind of thing, and he wanted to keep his mouth shut. But I just don't understand a guy that's known for needling and joking and telling jokes. And, you're sitting in there with guys. I mean, Phil probably hasn't talked to Tiger in over a year. And, the last time we saw them out when they played in the match with one another, they couldn't shut up talking to one another. Like we were like, I thought they hated each other. Now they're best buds. Well, apparently now they hate each other again. And so I don't know. I did find it interesting when you look at the Champions Dinner photo, when you're facing the photo on the right side, all the live guys are congregated together, except for Dustin Johnson, who's over there with Fred Couples and a couple of other guys. He's the only live guy that's not with the other live guys. So it did look a little, when they took the picture, it did look a little segregated. I don't know how the seating chart goes. Phil apparently wasn't just Fuzzy that said it. They also had a source that said that he sat at the end of the table. So maybe that was another thing. Maybe who he got sat next to, he just didn't want to talk to. I don't know. But it's just it's a weird thing coming from the guy that chirps a lot and did not say anything to anybody, it seems like. Not even his fellow live players. He just kind of showed up, ate, and left. It's what it reads like. I don't know if that's what happened, but that's what it reads like.
I'm looking at the picture and I see it. It feels like they're pretty intermingled. I mean, you got Dustin Johnson, you got Charles Schwartzel right there in the middle. I mean, you do have Bubba Sergio, and Patrick Reed like 1, 2, 3, and then Phil's a little bit
And
over.
Phil's over there too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That little pod that sat over there. Now, my worries got put to rest when they showed guys on the range today. Bubba was hitting next to PGA Tour players. DJ was hitting next to PGA Tour players. They weren't hitting next to live players. So,
why do you think it is? Everybody seems to be okay with each other, but Phil. Why is that? Why does it seem that way? Why does it seem like for example,
I think Phil was kind of
Brooks and Rory played a practice round.
About,
Brooks and Rory played a practice round together on Tuesday. Like, what is? Why is it Phil? Why is Phil the the one where it's like he's the only one that anybody is mad at? I don't get it.
Because my take on that is like we talked about with Rory and JT being the face of the PGA Tour, and the PGA Tour begging them to basically come out and be anti-live and be pro PGA Tour the entire time. I think Phil was the mouthpiece for live. And I think some of the things that Phil said has just really rubbed some players the wrong way. I mean, even before he went to live, even Pat Perez was talking about how Phil needed to shut his mouth. And Pat Perez is on live now. And he just said some of the things that Phil has said. Phil's made a lot of money on the PGA Tour, made a lot of money in endorsements, and he's not suffering at all. He needs to keep his mouth shut. And then Pat Perez goes and joins live. So I just think that Phil, the initial start of this, he was one of the initial guys that flew the coop and went that way. And I think maybe that kind of, I don't know, maybe that rubs some people the wrong way.
Do you value, to me, it was a much bigger blow to the PGA Tour that Dustin Johnson went than Phil. And Dustin went pretty quickly after Phil, like not very long after Phil. So I don't buy that. I don't. That does, if that's the case, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because Phil does not move the needle as much as Dustin Johnson does in current day golf. And I feel like Dustin Johnson was more of a catalyst as, hey, somebody that can actually win majors right now, leaving was the first one to go. I don't know. I don't know if it was his comments.
Then you factor in personalities. DJ's an all shucks guy. It's like hard to hate him.
Yeah.
Whereas Phil's in your face chirping guy. It's easy to hate him. It's easy to hate the guy that cackles over in the corner constantly.
Phil's just like such a likable guy. I don't get. I don't get.
I completely agree.
I don't see that either.
I'm with you. I don't understand. And I don't understand why some of the elder statesmen for the PGA Tour, the Tiger Woods of the world, some of the older guys, haven't tried to be the grown up in the room and put all this shit to bed. I mean, the media talks about Brandon Chambly. We talked about this on the last pod. They talk about how they all hate one another, and then they show when they left the room and we're all hanging out on the porch, they're all talking to one another and hugging each other and shaking hands when they left, and waving at each other and texting each other and all that. So it's like, I think you said it best. I think you put a tweet up. We're all being snowed here. Like, I think that I think that inside the room,
I do, but the overarching point is, for some reason, it's not with Phil. Like, it's legitimate. They legitimately don't like Phil, and he's to the point where he's scared to say stuff at the Champions Dinner. I wonder if everything revolves around his comments that were off the record that got put on the record. Maybe that's it. That he actually acknowledged that they were going to use dudes that they knew were bad guys to leverage that's the first open dialogue that they were trying to actually hurt, I guess, or try to reshape the PGA Tour, which everybody should be his best friend and should be patting him on the back, because he just made all the best golfers on the PGA Tour just a pile more money. But no, I mean, I think it's a bad strategy on Phil. I think it's a bad strategy for Phil, personally.
I think he should talk. I think he should be. It's going to make the other guys look like dicks if they don't talk back to him. Like, if he should be the Phil. He should be when he's walking down the fairway, the whole.
Yeah.
He should be the guy grinning and chirping and talking and visiting with people and being very vocal, because that's him. That's who we know. And if he does all that and he's the likable guy, and then they're like, yeah, we still don't like him, then it makes them look like the ass. Doesn't make him look like one.
You put the ball in their court.
He's being a normal dude. Why are you mad at him? Because he said something a year and a half ago? Okay. He's apologized to you. What else do you want?
He's
So
made you more money. Move on. I just don't
yeah,
get. I think
they,
I think he made an error there, and it got blown up, and now everybody knows it, and now you seem like you're the one that's got. You sort of put yourself in a where you kind of seem like maybe your butt hurt or you're scared or you feel guilty or something. I mean, I just don't think it was a good look. I think you pretend like
scared and
nothing happened.
guilty. Scared and guilty stick out to me. That's
Yeah,
what
you
you just said. That it seems that way.
you should have. I mean, I think you go in, you pretend like nothing happened, and then you're just Phil Mickelson. I think that's what
Yeah.
I think that would have been much smarter move. But the smartest move that you can make after you get finished with this podcast, or you could do it while you're listening to it, as long as you're not driving, is check out Bad Birdie Golf
Unless you're at a
Apparel.
red light.
Unless you're at a red light, then you can pull up the app, the brand new app, real quick on your phone. Boom, boom, check out, ready to go. No, Bad Birdie Golf Apparel, guys. I don't know if it's the first time people have heard of it, or if maybe you've seen it and you hear us talk about it, and it's made you just want to go check out their website. But the orders have been absolutely insane. Like, you guys, we really appreciate the support there. It not only is it great stuff, but you can save a ton of money. It's already cheap, already not cheap, inexpensive compared to the other shirts in the market. Great loud prints. And you can save 15% off on already good savings using coupon code DAD15. That's DAD 15. You can take 15% off your order on top of already incredible savings. You can get hats, you can get shirts, you can get quarter zips, you can get shorts, pants, driver head, putter head covers. They got everything, man.
Yep.
Really, really cool up and coming brand. Definitely check them out. They have some Augusta themed stuff. I think it's sold out in like 5 minutes. So be watching for that stuff to pop back up. But yeah, Bad Birdie Golf Apparel, you got to check them out. And get loud and proud on the golf course. You're going to feel good. The material's amazing. Get ready for summer, spring. They got all the colors that you could possibly dream up. So check them out. Bad Birdie Golf Apparel. All right, moving on. A little bit more live flavor. No live guys in feature groups this year on the Masters app. The early coverage. They always have feature groups. I saw a tweet. I could not find it. It went back over the last 3 years, I think. The last 3 years of feature group coverage. There's been well over 5 to 6 guys that were on the Live Tour that were a part of these feature groups over the course of the tournament. This year, 0. You don't have the U.S. Open champ. I'm sorry, you don't have the Open champ. You don't have the Masters champ from just 2 years ago. You don't have the Masters champ from 4 years ago. You don't have Bryson DeChambeau, who has been on a featured group every single year. You don't have Brooks Koepka, who just won a live event, who's got a chance to compete for a grand slam, not a grand slam, but compete for another major. I would get it if it was like maybe 1 or 2, but 0 seems intentional. And I think a lot of people want to see those guys play. Again, it's continually you're just putting your cards out there when you do stuff like this. And I just think it's a bad look. And the Masters doesn't typically have bad looks. Whoever decided this, I just think that's you're cheating the fans is what you're doing. You're cheating the patrons that watch on TV. I
think a lot of this though goes to the pairings. I mean, Sergio is with Kazuki Higa and Keith Mitchell. Keith Mitchell's been hot as of late. Patrick Reed with Adam Svensson and Sahith Theegala. I mean, Bubba's with Seamus Power, and then Mateo Fernandez de Oliveira, who was the Latin American Amateur winner. So
then they control the pairings, do they not?
No, that's what I'm saying. Before we blame the feature groups, I think you take it back and you blame. They didn't. They said that they would not take into account when they put together the pairings that they would treat the live guys the same. I don't think they did. I think they did just enough to get away with it. By some of the like Bubba playing with Seamus Power, and the Latin America, AM champ. You would think. See, we didn't. we didn't mistreat him. We stuck him with an amateur champ, and he's with Seamus Power, who's playing decent golf as of late. It's like, yeah, but those aren't needle mover names. I mean, why is Bubba not playing with other former Masters champs like you do every other year? Like that's the thing that I get. And
like Cam
you know,
Smith, Cam Smith has an awesome group that could be a
yes,
feature group. He's got Hideki Matsuyama and Sung J M. Like that would be a stellar featured group. I mean, Bryson DeChambeau, they put him with a crap group.
They got you got Tiger and Victor and Xander, and I'm like, so why put Victor in there? Why not put a former champion like DJ in that group?
Yeah,
but instead
you're
protecting Tiger and you're putting him with other PGA Tour players instead of any live guy. The big name PGA guys are not playing with a live guy. That's what I don't like. That's the issue I have. Not that they're not in a feature group. I'm upset that they didn't put a JT with a live guy or John Rahm with a live guy or a Tiger with a live guy. And because there are plenty of live guys that have major championships. So there was an opportunity to do that. And I'll know that they're saying they're not mistreating them, but they're mistreating them. I'm sorry, but they are.
They're just not being honest. And
no,
there's definitely showing favoritism. So you know what they're going to have to do? They're just going to have to go win the damn thing. They're going to have to go win to get themselves or finish, shoot real low. So that when it gets to Saturday, they're on the primetime tee time spots. I mean, even if you did an all live group, even if you did an all live group, like they're the only dudes that are in there are all like blockbuster names. Like, I don't know.
If you did Cam, DJ, and Brooks, people would watch the hell out of that.
Oh, they would.
I'm sorry, but they would.
They'd pick that over. That would rival whoever Tiger plays with. I think it'd be whoever Tiger plays with, and then it'd be them if you put them in a featured group. But they're
not going to admit to that though.
No,
they're and I know that they said, as I said, they said they were not, there would be no mistreatment. There would be no, they're already lying. As you said, they're just not speaking truths. Otherwise, these pairings would not be where they did enough to shut them up. Is what they did. They stuck them with a guy that could borderline be okay to play with. If you're going to do that, if you're going to make that statement, they're not being mistreated again. Somebody should be playing with Tiger. Somebody should be playing with Rory. A live guy should be. DJ won the damn thing. Like, you used to have it where you'd have like 3 former Masters champions playing in a group, and that would be a feature group. That's not the case this year.
No.
So that's stupid. I don't like that.
No.
So they're not being, as you said, they're not being honest. I like your just go win the whole damn thing.
They're doing a disservice to the fans. They're doing a disservice to the people that they're supposed to be serving, not themselves. They're supposed to be serving the fans, and they're serving themselves. So,
because I think I call it the Walmart test, Kyle. Of course, this would be more like the country club test. If you stood out and you asked 100 country club members as they walked in to tee off that day, some of their favorite golfers, DJ would be brought up, Brooks would be brought up, Cam would probably be brought up, and fans, contrary to what the PGA Tour thinks and what Augusta National probably thinks, and even CBS probably thinks, we really don't care. We just want to see good golf, and we want to see guys that are popular. Yep. I mean, I'm sorry, nothing against the American Am champ. I don't really care how he does unless he's in the mix on Sunday. So
exactly.
I'm not going to pay attention to him on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I'd like to see, Bubba, one of the most historical wins in Masters history, and he's stuck playing with nobodies. That's just dumb.
He's playing with Seamus Power, who hit 2 hole-in-ones today. In the when you're listening to this, is Thursday, but so I guess yesterday on Wednesday.
That's recency bias.
The par 3 contest, he hit 2 hole-in-ones in back-to-back holes. Like, how is that possible? How is that possible?
That's got to be a first. I think they said some guy back in the 70s had 2 hole-in-ones on there, but not back-to-back. I don't think anybody's had it back-to-back. I'm not real sure, but I thought they said that during the broadcast.
Oh, man. You know who won it today? Who won the par 3?
Hoagie.
Tom Hoagie. Dadgummit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if he won. Now he's cursed
Um,
because no one's ever done
Yeah,
it.
he's cursed. Bubba was in the lead, and he had a chance too to not win it. He had a chance to just tie, and it doesn't go to a playoff. He made a birdie on 9 because it's only 9 holes. He made a birdie on 9 to win it and take the lead. So
Hoagie also had hole-in-one. There was 5 hole-in-ones today.
Yes.
Somebody said that was the most they've ever had
In the
I think
in the hole-in-one
yeah.
contest in one day. Is that
Mhm.
cool? Is that true?
It's got to be true. I think they said
Bubba
that
had
during
a
the
hole-in-one.
broadcast.
It's pretty
Yes.
cool. Bubba Watson had a hole-in-one.
Seamus,
What do you think about
I think Seamus must have picked up or let a kid putt or something at one point in time because he had 2 holes in one and then he wasn't on the front page of the leaderboard. I'm like, wait a second. How's a guy go 4 under on 2 holes and he's not? But
nine holes.
if some of the guys, when they pick up, they're not eligible, so they take them off the leaderboard. So
You disqualify yourself. Does
Yeah,
the par
they
3
DQ'd
course? Does the
themselves.
par 3 contest do anything for you anymore?
I like it, as bad as it sounds, being the old guy and a dad. Like I get a big kick out of them having their kids out there with them and just kind of being a fun free for all deal. Like especially when a kid like sees the ball and just goes over and picks it up when a guy's got like a birdie putt and the kid goes running off with it. Like I love that, that total chaos / who gives a crap about it. But and it's cool. Who was it that showed their crystal balls that they get? Because every
time
closest
you
to pin on
hole-in-one?
every hole, every time closest to hole on every hole, they send you like a marker. And so I wish they would. Yeah, they brought that up like 4 times today.
I thought it was just
'cause
for
they were like,
hole-in-one.
no, you get another prize for hole in one, but you get for closest to hole on every hole, they send you a crystal golf ball.
A crystal golf ball. Okay, we
you
get a
could
crystal
get-
vase for a hole-in-one.
Yes. And yeah, so you get the crystal for, so you essentially, if you went 9 holes and you didn't have a hole in one, but you're close to the pin, you could walk away with 9 crystal golf balls that day.
Did not know that. I did not know that. So I learned that today.
You'd also probably be 9 under unless you picked it, and you'd probably win, and then you wouldn't win the Masters. So hope you enjoy those crystal golf balls. Have fun.
There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. I gotta be honest.
So when you hit a hole in one, when you get a hole in one, do you get a crystal golf ball and a crystal vase?
I've never heard of this crystal golf ball thing. I've never heard of
They
that.
brought that up like 4 or 5 times a day.
I'm gonna have to confirm that. So, but I trust you. But I've just never heard
I
of
trust Curtis Strange, even though he was kissing the rear end of the goat or guy that made a goat of himself, and Gary Player all afternoon long. Gary looked bad too. I know he's still doing his sit-ups, but this may be his last year doing that. He was moving mighty slow today.
Last year doing what? The Masters or sit-ups?
Playing the
the par 3
both. Yeah, par 3 contest.
The par 3
he'll tee it
contest
off.
doesn't do much for me. I don't know why. I just
You don't even
something
like just
about-
watching it?
No, not really.
Mm.
Not at all. Like there's literally nothing about it that I'll watch highlights. That's all that's all I want.
No fun, Kyle.
I just want the
Kyle wants no fun.
no fun. Well, number one,
Kyle says
not
F
the
them kids,
course
because those
It's
kids
not
are out
the
there
course.
playing. He's like,
if it was an actual par 3, like they actually went out and played like the par 3s at Augusta, like that would be I'd love that. But we're playing a bunch of like 100-yard par 3s at and all the damn greens, all the pin funneled to all the pins.
yeah,
Like it's just I don't know. Doesn't do a whole lot for me.
it's more of a. They shouldn't call it a par 3 since they redesigned it. There can't be a hole that's over 120 yards. So it's a pitch.
It should be like a par 2.5. Is what it should be. Par 2.5.
It is. It's a pitch and putt now.
Yeah.
And so
I don't hate tradition. It's just not fun. I would like to participate in it, but I would not like to. I just don't like watching it. I would not want to go.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. If I went on a Wednesday, I would wait till everybody went to watch the par 3 contest, and then I would just go like roll around on the course, like roll around in the fairway.
That's what we did. We went on a Wednesday the last time we went on a Wednesday, and we walked over to the par 3, saw how packed it was, and we hung around the practice green and got to see Jack and Gary and some of the other feature groups in the afternoon putt on the practice green. And as soon as they left to go tee off, we went and just walked the rest of the course. We didn't even hang around and watch par 3.
Is there many people out on the course when you do that?
No. And as a matter of fact, I didn't tell you this story. We get to 4. We start on 1. We get to 4, and one of the volunteers says, "Why don't you jump under the ropes and walk with me?" And we walk down 4. We walk down 5. Walk down 6.
Hit a shot
7,
on 7.
And
they let me hit a pitch.
No, we didn't get. No, they were. Now I tell you what, they were adamant. Do not get on the green and do not get in the bunkers. They were like, "We will escort you out of here. You will be arrested and thrown down on the ground right away." And so we did that, and then basically when we got to 9, he goes, "All right, boys, this is where it ends." So we were done. We had to get back outside.
How about
the ropes
this?
After that.
So talking about volunteers, when I was on 11, there was a lady volunteer there, and she was talking about she already had her round set up. She's playing on May 23rd, which I think's awesome. But I didn't know this. They can go play the par 3 contest all year long, as many times as they want. I did not know that as a volunteer. That's pretty dang awesome. I've been trying to work my way into figuring out how to volunteer, but I think you got to have like at least 100 to 200 people pass away before you can get on.
Yeah, I gotta end, but he told me that the list is long. Yeah. The CEO for a certain company has volunteered for over 20 years, and he comes to visit with us on the air, and he always has Augusta merch. Anytime he comes in to visit, he's always wearing Augusta merch. And I said something. He goes, "Yeah, I volunteer." And I go, "All right, sweet. How do I volunteer?"
Would you volunteer, Ben?
Like,
how about, I'm gonna give you a scenario. This is a good scenario. How about this? Let's just skip right into a scenario. You're a volunteer, but you're the bathroom guy for 7 days. You never get to watch the Master, but you get to play Augusta once.
See, that's the best part is you don't have to volunteer for 7 days. They only make you work a couple of rounds so you can use your volunteer badge to do it. So you can go elsewhere.
I don't think that's true. I don't think you can play.
That is true.
I don't think you can. I think you got to be there a whole week. I think you got to be there a week. You may get a shift, but in this scenario, you don't get to watch the Masters. You
okay.
You're a volunteer from Monday to Sunday. Okay.
What do I get out of it?
You get what they get. You get to play. You could play the par 3 contest as many times as you want. You get to play Augusta once a year, but you never get to watch the Masters. You have to work at the bathroom.
This isn't just a 1 week tour that I got to do. I got to do this every year.
Every year.
No, I'm not doing that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a sit in the bathroom year in and year out just to play the par 3 and play one round at Augusta.
For 1 week to get to play Augusta
every year?
Yeah, so you could play one round of golf there every year. Oh, bro.
Yeah, and I think after 5 years, I'd be like, I'm tired of standing in the effing bathroom.
I don't think so. I don't think I'm coming up with new jokes. I'm in. I get to play once a year. You kidding me? You kidding me? I'm gonna do the blow it up thing. Oh, hey, blow it up. Not in the toilet though. That kind of thing. Hey, you shake it. Don't only two shakes or something like that. 2 shakes and moves or something like that. That's some stuff like that. The guys were saying, "Oh yeah, I'm in." You kidding me?
2 shakes or you're a pervert. Somebody said that one time when I was in there. He was like, "More than 1 shake, you're perverted."
Yeah, I'm in. Count me in. Take me to the potty, and then I'm gonna go play. How about that? Okay. Let's go. Yeah,
you go right ahead, Bob. You have fun with that.
You kidding me? The value of playing
not every year. If you would have said you have to do that 1 year, you can't watch the Masters, you can't DVR it, you can't do anything. You have to sit in the bathroom for 7 days.
Who would say no? Who would say no to that?
Who would say yes to doing it for a lifetime?
Me. We're 1 out of 2 right now. 1 out of 2 right now.
You're crazy.
But Ben, there's people that volunteer that don't get to see the tournament. So like,
I understand that. Yeah.
So like, I mean, there's people that do it to get to do this. So like, a lot of people get to do this to get to do it.
I know, but like, you got to, like the gentleman that I'm talking about, like he has to give them X amount of days, and then he gets to choose a practice round day and a tournament round day where he gets in for free and he gets to walk the grounds and he gets to go. And The people you're talking about that work like every day, they're usually like in the hospitality industry. Like Auburn University sends 65 people to go volunteer, and that's what they do. They work in those tents and serve sandwiches for 7 straight days. That's what they're doing. But they're not like this guy that's an avid golfer and wants to volunteer. They're doing it for course credit. And you got the turfology people that do the same thing.
I'm
That's
doing
what
this
they're
for
doing
course
is
credit too.
volunteer
I'm
for
doing,
7
hey,
days.
I'm doing it for
You're going to
course
sit in the
credit.
bathroom for course credit too?
I'm doing
Oh, my
course credit.
goodness.
It's the Augusta National Golf Course is the course credit I'm trying to get. So I will definitely do it every single year, 1 week, volunteer 7 days a week, never watch the Masters. If I got to play, I could go up, play the par 3 in anytime I wanted to, and then I get to play Augusta once a year. Are you kidding me? It'd be absolutely
Have fun in the
fantastic.
shitter.
Have
Have
fun.
fun.
Plunge, you're up, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Gloves to here and start plunging. I'm in.
Yes.
Count me in. All right. Great show. We're gonna call it for that one for tonight. We'll do a first round recap tomorrow and hopefully just keep it going the rest
Hold
of
on,
the
real
weekend.
quick. Just give a feature group, just real quick.
Feature
Don't
group?
have to go in depth. Yeah, feature group.
Which one are you walking with? If you're the
I'm
best group,
walking
what's
with-
your best group?
My best group I'm walking with is JT, John Rahm, and Cameron Young.
Okay.
That's who I would probably take. If somebody said you got one group, you can only follow this group all day. Only one group, choose one. I could go on the obvious with Tiger, but I was like, nah, I mean, let's see
It's
some
too
guys.
obvious.
That's everybody wants to do that. Let's go. And still, even with John Rahm, that group may be packed trying to follow them, but still, that would be the group. Especially if they said you get to volunteer and hold the score sign, you got to
You're
pick
in.
a group you want to do it. I'm doing it. That's who I'm doing it.
I'm with you. I'm struggling with mine. I think I probably follow I follow the last group. I think I go with Jordan Spieth, Fleetwood, and Finau. I think that's my group I would follow. I think that'd be a good group to follow. I got to see Tony Finau play a few holes. I've seen Jordan play before. I've never seen Fleetwood play. They all are different kind of players.
Yep.
You get a lot of different aspects of how to play this golf course. And I mean, Jordan Spieth talking to himself and talking to his caddy is
That's must-see TV. Yeah.
must-see TV. And then, maybe Tommy Fleetwood's hair on Twitter would tweet about me if they saw me in the stands.
He would.
And then, I just love I think Tony Finau's a great guy in general. So I think he'd be cool to hang around. He may give you one of his shoes or something. He just gives people stuff. So, you never know what could happen. So I might have to knock a little kid down to get it. But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Every man for himself. Every man for himself. All right, Ben, appreciate it. Y'all have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the first round of the Masters today, and we will talk back again tomorrow. This is episode 278 of the Dad Bod Golf Pod.
Yes, it is.
We're always stroking.
Always stroking.